Sometimes our Muslim friends do us a service in their mockery of Christ, and they so often, when they post things like memes like this, make my job a lot easier. And this one, of course, is a crucifix with Jesus on it, and probably Roman Catholic or something like that. I don't know. And it is this God suffering like this. And I think the question that really needs to be answered is why would anyone make up such a story of a naked man hanging on the cross and suffering the way that Christ suffered? It was the cruelest form of punishment devised by the Romans in the ancient world. There was nothing more horrendous, nothing more vile, nothing more shameful. In fact, it is, and the Bible actually agrees with this. Paul, in his letter to the Christians in Corinth, said that the crucifixion, or the preaching of the cross, the crucifixion, was foolishness. It was a Moronic-Madness, we might say. That's how the Greek should be interpreted, Moronic-Madness, and a stumbling block, or should I say a scandal. So to preach a suffering Savior or a suffering Messiah on a cross is scandalous and moronic madness. So why would anyone make up such a story? And the preaching of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing. It is moronic madness to those who are perishing. But to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. And it's interesting that when Paul wrote this, he wrote it basically around 50 AD. This is only 20 years after the crucifixion. And later on in Corinthians, he mentions the number of eyewitnesses, the people who saw the event, the people who were there, and he names names. And he mentions that most of them were still alive. Now some, he said, had passed, but most of them were still alive, and we have not one shred of evidence from the first century, from anybody, that Jesus was not crucified. There's nothing out there. And so the challenge to my Muslim friends is produce the evidence that Jesus was not crucified, because we can show basically through the testimony of the four Gospels, from the testimony in the book of Acts, again from the writings of Paul, the writings of Peter, all first century documents, that Jesus indeed was crucified. And not only that, he rose on the third day. The proof of the pudding about the truth of the Christian message is not only the crucifixion but the resurrection. And Paul in Romans said that Jesus was declared to be the Son of God by his resurrection from the dead. So where does that put you? If Jesus was crucified outside the walls of Jerusalem and rose again on the third day, then obviously Islam is false, and it demands a response. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and may God bless.